YouTube, what's good YouTube? It's King back in this thing, and if you guys are new here to the channel, definitely be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate all your support, and it helps the channel because we're on the road to 60,000 subscribers. Let's clap it up. Everything you see on that wall right there, that's what we do. And shout out to the King Squad, as well as make sure to smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new here, join the King Squad, and leave a positive comment. Thank you to everyone who does all of those things. Shout out to Doug in Exile. The link to his video will be down below in the description. I will be giving my thoughts and commentary throughout the video, but more so on the back end, so stay tuned for that. And let's figure out what's going on, man. Let's go.
Alina Habba, the habanero.
What?
Has 2 points. One, she's nailing Alvin Bragg. Another one, she's nailing Judge Engoron on these Trump trials. We're going to get to her. First, we're going to have some of these slackers over at MSNBC ending up defending Trump. Watch this. Oh, wait. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Now watch this.
And breaking news, former President Trump's legal team has just filed a motion asking Judge Arthur Engoron to recuse himself from Trump's civil fraud case.
Okay, so first, this is the big one. Why is Judge Engoron demanded to recuse himself? This brand new piece of evidence just came out in the last 48 hours against Judge Engoron, and Trump team is going to try to get him recused. If he doesn't agree to recuse, it would help open him up to an appeal. Let's watch.
Basically, what happened is over the course of 2 interviews, Bailey said that he reached out to the judge, in this case, Judge Engoron, suggesting to him potentially how this case should proceed. And I want to read the quote so that we can get it right. I wanted him to know what I think and why. I really wanted him to get it right.
So no big deal. A lawyer reached out to Judge Engoron saying he really wanted him to get it right. Now, that is not exactly news because any lawyer can reach out to a judge and say these things before trial, but there's more detail. Watch this.
So there's a potential issue here that exists when a non-party to this case, so it's not Trump's attorneys, it's not the attorney general, when a non-party reaches out to the judge should immediately, traditionally, according to the legal experts we've talked to, stop that discussion.
Okay, so normally a judge would say, hey, don't give me this discussion. That still isn't what the problem is. This.
But it might be prudent for the judge to notify the parties, hey, I was walking down the hall and having lunch, and all of a sudden Tom Winter, this reporter, approaches me and he says XYZ about the case.
And that's it. It was the lack of disclosure. Judge Engoron did not disclose this stuff. It had to be found out by this lawyer doing an interview. Just to contrast Judge Engoron with what Judge Juan Merchan did. Remember when that post came out in Facebook of someone claiming to be a cousin of one of the jurors and that he was tipped on the stuff or whatever? First thing Juan Merchan does, he sends a letter out to both sides saying this post happened on Facebook. Now, Judge Engoron, if he had disclosed this conversation he had before this trial, he might be safe. He could have told both sides, just so both of you know, Trump defense and the prosecutor, this happened, but he didn't do it. So now it's a cover-up and now he's in trouble.
They're effectively saying the judge here should have told us that this attorney reached out to him with specific information. And by the way, it's not just any random attorney. This is somebody who's been cited by the New York Times, obviously was speaking with our colleague Melissa Russo about their professional opinion because he has a lot of experience.
So that's part of Judge Engoron being in the cover-up. There's an article coming up. I'm just going to give you this headline because we'll get it at the end after these other videos. Alina Habba issues ultimatum to Judge Engoron. Let's get to Alina Habba on Fox.
DA Alvin Bragg has now tried a renewed attempt to continue.
Also, I'm just running back a little bit. Just want to say special shout out to Alina Habba, man, because I know these cases are not easy, okay? And really, you know, prayers out to Alina Habba, prayers out to Trump, prayers out to everybody's family watching the video. You know, seriously, because these are trying times. Everybody seems to be going through it and like getting hit, you know, in some way, shape, or form. People are experiencing this stuff, you know, Trump through the courts and everything like that, and through this legal lawfare and psychological warfare and these spiritual battles, and you know, just really like, you know, prayers out to everybody, man, because these are trying times, man. These are really interesting times where you really got to just cling to God and stuff like that, and really just, you know, be proactive and be, you know, optimistic and positive about everything that's going on in this wicked and evil world, man. It's crazy out here. So I just wanted to say that, you know, shout out to Alina Habba for really being resilient and pushing through with Trump, you know, and shout out to Trump for just continuously, you know, going forward with these cases, man. It's crazy.
We'll get it at the end after these other videos. Alina Habba issues ultimatum to Judge Engoron. Let's get to Alina Habba on Fox.
DA Alvin Bragg has now tried a renewed attempt to continue the gag order against President Trump, the same gag order that violates every American's First Amendment rights, let alone the candidate for president, the leading candidate for president.
Okay, so now this is the other front that Trump is doing against Alvin Bragg, is they're trying to remove the gag order so he can actually perform in a debate next week against Joe Biden. He can actually say things from the trail. He knows that the Democrats are hunting him, waiting for him to say any word, and they can tie him back up in another court case.
Yeah, I just want to comment on that really quickly because that right there is huge. Like, that shows you how corrupt this whole thing entirely is, man. It's really sickening. And, you know, they have the entire media. They're out here suppressing all of Trump's accomplishments, achievements, and everything that's positive about him, and highlighting and emphasizing all the negative things. Meanwhile, suppressing all the, you know, bad things about Biden, but uplifting whatever positives there are. So it's really interesting stuff, man. And, it's insane. And so really, you know, I kind of have a funny feeling about this debate coming up, like, because every time they do something against Trump, it backfires. 9 times out of 10, it backfires and propels Trump forward. So I don't want to be that guy to rely on feelings or to rely on hope, but I kind of got a good feeling. And I know hope is not a strategy, but I'm banking on hope a little bit, man. I kind of got a good feeling about this. I think somewhere in this, regardless of all the wicked and twisted things they're doing to Trump, somewhere in this, it's going to turn around and work out in his favor.
He's renewing his claims that it is necessary to maintain them, even though the trial is over. He is stating that the reason is because, once again, those very scary MAGA, Make America Great Again, Republicans in our country, the people that love our country, happen to be the cause of fear for a judge.
Now, remember, means that Alvin Bragg could keep that gag order on Trump forever, because there's going to be MAGA people out there and around. He can also gag all of us because we're the dangerous types of people. That's why this court case, this absolute gag order, has to be removed.
Well, they have to appeal. I have a piece in tonight's Wall Street Journal in which I urge people like us file lawsuits against New York. After all, we have the right to hear Donald Trump in the election.
And this is a great case against the gag order by Alan Dershowitz, Democrat, or he has recently left the Democrat Party, over this case, by the way. He said that we should launch lawsuits because we have a right to hear from Donald Trump.
And this gag order says that Joe Biden can accuse Donald Trump of being a felon, having been convicted by an unfair jury, unfair judge of a non-crime. He has the right to do that. But Donald Trump has one hand tied behind his back.
Just think about this conversation during a debate. What Biden can say about Trump, he can say you're a felon, and Trump can't say, yeah, but that case was fake news. That was a cheap fake. I'm a fino. Felon in name only is what we call Trump's felony. He's not a true felon.
The First Amendment applies not only to Donald Trump, the speaker, but to all of us, the viewers and the listeners. We have the right to hear a full and complete debate, not a partial debate in which Trump is restricted about what he can say.
We can't hear Trump even defend himself about his own court case if these gag orders stick. And Americans, I didn't know that, and I just learned this from Alan Dershowitz, and now you know too, that First Amendment rights don't just go to the speaker, but they're for the hearer, that we have a right to free speech of others.
So I hope that the gag order will be appealed by Trump's lawyers, and I hope amicus briefs, friend of the court briefs, will be submitted by ordinary people saying, look, you're depriving us of our right to hear somebody. We're undecided. We don't know who we're going to vote for. We may be influenced by this.
If anyone out there knows how to write an amicus brief to the court and defend yourself and send it into New York, you should do it. That's my assignment to you, to my legal-minded people. Send it into New York saying, we have a First Amendment right because we want to hear what Trump has to say and defend himself. Here's that Newsweek article. Donald Trump attorney Alina Habba, habanero, called for Judge Engoron to recuse himself from the former president's civil fraud case during a Fox News interview on Friday, claiming they, quote, cannot wait here any longer, unquote, for the Office of Attorney Ethics to take action. Trump's team is arguing Engoron should be removed from the case due to alleged appearance of impropriety following claims he received unsolicited advice, that was in the video clip that we heard from MSNBC, from New York real estate attorney Adam Lightman Bailey whilst the trial was still ongoing, and none of us heard about it. Why? Because Engoron didn't disclose anything. In February, Judge Engoron, who sits on the New York State Supreme Court, imposed a fine of $454 million fraud dollars, including interest, on Trump after concluding he engaged in civil fraud by falsely inflating the value of his assets when securing bank loans. I'm saying just that factoid alone should terrify any Democrats in New York, that this government is coming for you next. Guys, these are nothing. These accusations are nothing against Trump, and they built them up to a $454 million fine. They're nothing what he did to E. Jean Carroll. These are nothing. He was fined for defamation, and they inflated her career to be worth $84 million. This is nothing what happened with the cover-up, supposedly, and election interference that made him into a felon. If they can do this to him, they can do way worse with us who have less resources, less ability to pay for our own lawyer. So here's the deal. Alina Habba is making a big deal about the gag orders against Trump. I believe they have to remove those gag orders before his debate coming up on the 27th in 5 days. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do they remove that gag order before the debate? I'm Doug.
So there you have it, guys. Shout out to Doug in Exile. The link to his video will be down below in the description. If you have not yet, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. We're on the road to 60,000 subs. Shout out to Doug in Exile, man. As far as my own thoughts and opinions regarding everything, you guys know I'm a bit doom and gloom. I am. But, we still pray, though. We still keep the faith. We still, believe in God and everything and trust God. I still do it. I still say my prayers in the morning and at night. I just personally think that they're just going to wild out, though, when it comes to Trump, man. I think that this gag order will stick. Okay, I can be a bit of a glass half empty person at times. I know. I just personally think that the gag order will stick because they're in desperation. And when people are in desperation, they will do anything because they're desperate. Like a hungry rat to cheese. So, they're in desperation, man. I think that Trump's gag order will stick. And I think the really crazy, not the really, but another crazy thing to me is the fact that, if they can do this to him, they can do this to us. And that's something else, that really is just like, wow. Because, how far does it go? It starts with the celebrities. It starts with the public figures. It starts with the people over us, the official individuals and all that kind of stuff who are like solidified as like figureheads in society. And then it trickles down. It's a snowball effect. It trickles down onto everybody else. So if it starts with Trump and they can do that to him, what more can they do to us? Exactly like Doug stated. So these are things that, I definitely think about and definitely, concern me to a degree. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about that. And let me know who you think will win the election. Let me know if you guys think that the gag order will be removed before the debate. I think that it's a possibility. Do I think it will happen? No, I don't believe it will happen. I personally think Biden will get on stage and display his dementia to the world during the debate. I think that they will try to tie up Trump, with these questions as in, hey, where were you on this, that, and that date? And let's just ask every classified question to Trump while he's on a gag order. And then that way it makes him look insufficient and incompetent and all that kind of stupid stuff, man. So that's kind of my thoughts about it. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think. Of course, we wish the best, but yeah. I do think, though, that this debate I think this is my own theory. You guys are entitled to your own opinions, of course. I think that, he will have the gag order on during the debate. I think that Biden will display his dementia to the world. I think that somehow in this debate, though, you know, with everything that's going on, it will still propel Trump forward. I think that somewhere in this, they will slip up and it'll launch Trump forward, because that's that's pretty much the pattern that we've been seeing throughout this entire thing. So that's my own thoughts about this, guys. You guys let me know down below what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, prayers out to everybody who watched these videos. You know, just trust God, keep praying, man, and prayers out to Trump, Alina Habba, and the whole Trump team and everything like that. You know, make sure to smash that like button, helps the video get out there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Shout out to the King Squad. Peace.